So we have a question on, can you talk about the organization above that backs the product? Who are they? How old? American? How strong? What reserves? Etc. Yeah. So we work with companies like Guardian Life Insurance, Mass Mutual, New York Life. These are companies that have been around for 150 to 170 years. They are American companies. They're not publicly traded, so they're privately held. They're owned by the policyholders. If you have a sacred account, if you have a life insurance policy with Guardian, you are an owner in Guardian Life Insurance Company. That's why you get dividends, is you're getting shares of their profit. As far as their financial strength, just to give you an idea, last time I looked, and this is just New York Life Insurance as an example, their total assets are larger than the total assets of the country of Kuwait, which means if they wanted to buy Kuwait, they could. Another good example, Mass Mutual Life Insurance, they have over $20 billion in cash reserves. Not investments, not assets, like cash reserves, like just money sitting in cash. Now, cash reserves don't even cover the policy death benefit payouts. That's a separate set of reserves that they actually have, and they consider those to be a liability because they have to pay them on a policy. And this was one more good reminder on this. This was one more thing I wanted to cover. On a whole life policy versus a term policy. Okay, so on a term policy, let's look at the relationship here. If I have years 1 through 20, and I have a 2% chance of using the policy, what is the insurance company hoping happens? They're hoping that they collect money from me for 20 years and then I don't die and they never have to pay out. Can you see, like, that's the business model? Collect money for 20 years every month and then not have to pay out a death benefit, right? With a whole life, this goes from age 1 to 121. And at 121, it does something called endow. Endow means that they're going to pay me the death benefit, even if I'm still alive at that point. So on a whole life policy, the company goes into it knowing there is a 100% chance they will pay me a death benefit. That's why it's called whole life insurance. So they're not thinking, let's try and get as much money out of him and hope he doesn't die and we never have to pay him. They're saying, no. If he never dies, even if he lives till 121 years old, he's still going to get the entire death benefit from us. So think about the difference in business model there. They have to make sure that that money is there because it's guaranteed that it's going to pay out at some point in time. And there's no way around that. So they're building up more reserves. They're more solvent. They're having to be more considerate of the fact that that is a liability on their books. They're going to have that expense. I will die someday and that money will get paid out, right? Versus, let's hope we don't have to, right? Let's hope we don't have to. Let's collect as much as we can. And let's keep it at 20 years and let's make as much money as we can make off of them and hope we don't have to give them anything, right? So I share that just because that is the difference in business model. It's kind of like if I had a customer and I knew they were never going to come back, right? My customer service might not be as great. But if I know they're going to come back and they're going to come back and they're going to come back, then I need to make sure I treat them well because I want them to keep coming back. And so with term, they know I'm never going to come back. I'm going to buy the policy. I'm going to pay for it for 20 years. If I never die, they'll never talk to me again. Hopefully it'll cancel. With whole life, I'm going to come back to take policy loans. I'm going to come back to put more money in. I'm going to come back with referrals. I'm going to come back, because at some point I will die. I'm going to come back for many different reasons. And so they need to make sure that they're set up for that, right? So that's a really good question there. If you're wondering, what does Wealth Dynamics do? How can we actually help you? Number one, if you haven't gotten a copy of my book, Blueprint to Financial Freedom, grab one now. You can get that down in the comments in the video. You can get the link for that. And finally, if you have a desire to start getting help walking through these different phases toward financial freedom, book a call with my team. Go to our website, set up a call. We're able to help out and answer questions. That's how we can help you. Thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe. Make sure you turn notifications on, and I will talk to you guys on the next video.